Hallelujah. Oh, it was an expedition to get to this point. I'm live. We're live. We're live. Hallelujah. Hi guys. Oh wow, people are joining. This is this is very nerve-wracking. I disabled Insta like 2 months ago, and so to be on this is very weird. Hello everybody joining. Right. I am going to find... Let's see if this works. I'm a technophobe, so we'll just see. How is everybody today? Is everybody well? Hello!
Hello, love.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. God, it's quite zoomed, isn't it?
It's very zoomed. I thought that it would get my whole outfit in and my chest would be on show, but no.
Well, it is now.
It is now. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's lovely to see your face.
It's so nice, isn't it?
It's so lovely. This is lovely. We're just going to have a little
is.
chat
Yeah.
about acting.
Nothing to be nervous about.
Are you nervous?
No, do you know what? I'm not. Because it's just
No.
me and you. We just have to imagine that it's just any other time that we talk and that
Fine.
there aren't 1,000 people watching.
1,000 people watching. If
Yeah.
to those 1,000 people watching though, if you have any questions,
Yeah.
type them into the comment section below, and if they're good enough, we'll answer.
Yes.
No, thank you everyone for tuning in. We're gonna have a little chat. Thank you for tuning into our BAFTA sessions Instagram live performer on performer session. I don't know about you, Aimee, but TCL Mobile have been on my mind.
They've been on my mind too, running through
Have
my
you?
mind.
Running.
TCL.
TCL Mobile.
Just that
TCL.
constant mobile. TCL Mobile.
Thank you, TCL Mobile, for sponsoring us for and supporting this for the past 2 years. It's very we appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, it's very generous.
Do you know what I mean? Getting performers together, having a chat about the arts.
Yeah.
It's great work you're doing, TCL Mobile, and we commend you highly.
Highly.
Right, should we get started?
Should we do it?
Let's do it. Let's do it. We've been given guidelines,
Yeah.
guys, and guidelines and like a timeline as well. We're going to chat for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then like maybe have a Q&A session. But we've been given guidelines just because me and Aimee have a tendency to just go on a rampage and just chat for about 12 hours.
We're air signs. And
we're air signs.
Do you remember the time that we spoke for so long? We were supposed to do a self-tape. Never actually did the self-tape. And then it got so late that we were meant to be on set in an hour. An hour and a half. So I put a timer, not an alarm, a timer for 55 minutes to get like a 55-minute nap.
No, it was 90. It was 90 minutes. I remember you being like, a 90-minute nap means that you've had the perfect sleep and then you won't be tired.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
it was a 90-minute.
We'll be fine. It's fine.
We'll be...
This is fine. Minutes.
We only need 90 minutes sleep. We don't need to look okay on camera. It was a lot. So it was a great chat. But we won't keep you for that long.
No,
we'll let everyone go to their beds.
Yeah.
At some point.
Maybe.
Okay,
so I'm gonna start with one of these questions, just so
go on.
We have some direction. So it was our first major screen role for both of us, wasn't it?
It was. It certainly was.
It was. What's the one piece of advice you would offer to anyone listening now who wants to get into screen?
This question, what do you think of this question? Whenever you get it, I always find it funny that the presumption is that I have something to impart. Like there's not, I have no advice is just wing it. Wing it.
Blag.
Fake it. Blag, and blag. Fake it till you make it. There's no rhyme or reason to the success in the entertainment industry. Of course, at times talent is involved, but like I just think I think you've got to blag it. I don't know, because I used to always say like the best way to get into the industry is going to drama school, because that's the best way you're going to train, and you're surrounded by a company, like you've got like an ensemble there,
Yeah, it's the
and
best.
like you're acting every day and you're just like growing as an actor, and then obviously in third year you're like introduced to the industry in
Yeah.
like a very like formal and structured way. Um, but then I mean, Emma Mackey didn't get into drama school. Like, there's so many amazing and talented
Exactly.
actors out there that haven't gone to drama school and
Yeah.
are as conscientious, as talented as.
Yeah.
I don't think like drama school kind of, it doesn't give you something special over other
No.
actors that haven't gone. So I just think, I don't know. I think also like persistence. You have to be persistent, because like it's pure rejection in this industry, and
Pure.
so you have to
Yeah.
pure
Pure rejection.
pure rejection, and pure like, and also they're rejecting you, like your offering of the character, and all, and
Yeah.
so it's very like you have to just, I think, be persistent and believe in your sauce.
That
Do
is
you know what I mean?
really the only advice to ever give, is just back
Mm.
yourself. Like,
Mm.
no matter how much rejection you get, just keep
Yeah.
backing yourself, because the advice stuff that, like you say, there is really doesn't feel like there's much rhyme or reason. You might one day get a part through that you go, shit, I've got a good chance of getting this. This is a bit of me. But
Yeah.
it's kind of, it feels so random. And I think that another thing that I would say is that I had specifically with screen was a mental block with, I think because of drama school, we're mainly trained for theatre. So it's
Yeah.
very, I don't know about you, but we barely did any screen stuff. I think it's changed now, but during training we did a lot of theatre and plays, and I had a mental block with screen. Every time I went to a screen audition, I thought, no, you have to look a very certain way to be on TV. You have to, theatre didn't feel so exclusive. Theatre felt more accessible. I felt like there's always more imagination there. Like anyone can, you know, whereas I had this block with screen that I would go to an audition and I would think, oh, well, this isn't going to happen. And I think if you're giving out that vibe, it's not helpful.
It's not
helpful. If you're going in a bit kind of defeated already, then it's not going to be a good audition. Going in backing yourself, thinking, no, of course I can be on TV. Like, it's not. And I think that Sex Ed was amazing for that, because it was the first time really that I read characters that I thought I feel like they might actually put me in this. But a lot of other auditions I'd felt were, you know, they were reserved for huge stars. You know, you're auditioning for things that they want famous people to play. It felt very like that, whereas I felt like Sex Ed was, Lauren Evans is kind of revolutionary in the way that she auditioned so many unknown people. Yeah, like that was amazing, because it never felt like that.
No, it was incredible. Like, to have, I was saying on the panel that I did yesterday, like to have like a room full of like unknown fresh faces was just very exciting. And Sex Ed definitely felt like that. It felt like I don't know what they're looking for actually. Like, you know, you get the auditions, you get TV and film auditions through, and you're like, I know exactly who they've got in mind to play this 100%. Character. But with Sex Ed, it was like a whole bunch of characters that we hadn't seen before. Yeah. Acting in a way that we hadn't seen before, talking about things that hadn't been spoken about really massively on like on a platform as such. And so it was like, who throughout the entire audition process, I was like, this might be mine or it might not be. I have no idea what the hell they're looking for, which was actually very exciting, because it just meant that you could go in and just play and be free. 100%. And it was like they were trying to figure it out. Do you know what? What is your audition process like? Because I just finished a book, How to Philosophy by Elizabeth Day, right? And I love her. I love Elizabeth Day. She's amazing. and in one section of the book, she talks about a RADA teacher that she interviewed who trained her students to go into like the first year. Like you can clarify whether this is true or not, but like the first year of auditioning for plays when they leave RADA, to just like keep a logbook of like how the audition went, and to try different techniques in each one, like to try one audition really, really prepared, and then to go into one like completely unprepared, to go into one really like happy and like conscientious and wanting to get the job, and to go into one like where you don't care, and just track people's like reactions. And then I can't remember the reason for doing so, was that it takes you out of the equation, and just meant that you could like look at this like weird thing of an audition as what it is, like just like
Yeah.
a like formal process that you have to go through, as opposed to like a lifeline where you have to give your
Oh
blood, sweat,
God.
and
Yeah.
tears.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that is such an amazing way to like, that's such a like brilliant way for actors to kind of learn the ropes of auditioning. Because like
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was very much going dead letter perfect, like
Mm.
just know everything like back to front, be really like nice, like be really play everything by the book. And actually I think like that method, like it puts the power back into the performer a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And I think seeing it, a
I
really
just
helpful thing
rambled
that they
there,
said at
but
RADA was see it as a chance to act. You know,
right,
you might leave drama school and have big chunks of time where you just don't have an acting job. That's just the life of an actor. When you have an audition, brilliant. Like you've got a chance to go in and play and act.
yeah,
And if you see it as that rather than I have to get this, I have to get, see it as a thing to enjoy,
uh-huh,
then you kind of, I think that is a better energy to come in with, that I'm going to enjoy this time in the room with you. And in the same way as all actors are different, all directors are, and they're all looking for different things. So one
exactly,
director might really love the person that comes in, looks in their eyes, shakes their hand, and gives them, you know, the really assertive eye contact and goes, hello, I'm an actor and I'm ready. The next director is going to kind of be like, whoa, what the heck? They're more
that's
informal. You
intense,
never know.
yeah,
So you kind of can only be yourself. Like I remember we did an audition technique class at RADA, and it kind of, a lot of what they did was really helpful, but the one thing that I found unhelpful was it kind of implied that there was one way to
right,
audition, and there was
right,
one kind of person that did well in auditions, and they were
right,
the people who could walk in, be super professional and
uh-huh,
assertive. And
uh-huh.
that's not, if I walked in and went and shook everyone's hand and went, hello, thank you for having me, thank you, yes, can I take 5 minutes before I do, they'd all be like,
You could smell the bull
can
poo poo from a
smell.
mile off.
Exactly. So you
Uh,
have to go in kind of, you just kind of, it sounds so cheesy, but it is just that thing of you have to be yourself, because
yeah,
you have to let your essence, whatever that is, shine through, because
yeah,
otherwise it's jarring. So don't try
yeah.
and be the type of actor that you think gets that part. Just do you. I really do think that.
Do you
Yeah.
and do the job, like, and do the
Yeah.
job, like not what you think that they want, like what is it that you think, and what is it that you believe that this character is,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think. And
Exactly.
like, and yeah, exactly, like you say, be authentic and be yourself.
Yeah.
I think I I feel like that it just kind of trains the, exactly like you say, like you, when you come out of drama school, you'll have long spells of not working. Um, and so that way of just going in and being yourself, I think it like trains the artist again, and helps you to
Definitely.
not feel like you're a commodity or a product,
Yeah.
or like you say,
Yeah.
like having to fit into a perfect mold to
Yeah.
get this job, because there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also the for me as well, I don't know about you, Aimee, but it's been mad to look at the jobs that I've got, like auditions, and like the jobs that I've gotten. A lot of times, the jobs that I think that I'm never gonna get, and often like try, and then like and I'm not trying to get, or
Mm.
the jobs, the times in my life when I don't care.
Oh,
I really don't care
100%.
about this audition. I don't care about this, whatever. Those tend to be the jobs that I get, and the
Yeah.
ones that I really want and prep for like a month for, and like really like put my all into, I never hear back from.
Yeah.
So it's very, like Sex Ed, I just very much was like, I'm never gonna get this. This is a Netflix show. I don't really care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like I think there's something in, obviously don't go into audition feeling like you,
No, there's
like,
something
don't,
in the,
there's
it's that
something in the,
metaphor I
like,
love.
it,
Sand
it
in your hand
breeds
like that.
confidence, maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely. Sand in your hand like that falls out. But if you hold it like that, it stays there. And it's kind of the same. If you're going in like this, it's kind of in anything in life. If you're gripping on and it wants to go, it wants to leave you.
It
Whereas
wants to
if you
leave.
hold it like this and just let it exist and let it be, it will stay there and it will remain. So I think that going into those, you can't see my text coming through on here, can you?
No,
I forgot to put it on airplane mode.
no.
Yeah, I think going into auditions, I really, really need this part and I want this part. And obviously you're going to have those feelings sometimes. There's going to be a part that you're going to love, but let it be great that I have a chance to play this part rather than I'm owed this part, because it's, I think as soon as we get into that territory, you're going in with some kind of energy that's not quite
slightly entitled, kind of.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, it just kind of enjoy your time in the room, be truthful in every way, and just see what happens. And when you
be an artist,
let it
like,
go.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Let it go. You have to let it go. And I feel being yourself helps you do that, because then you're not thinking about like, oh, I'll need to do this better next time. Or I didn't quite tick this box. I didn't tick this box. Like, when you're just being yourself and you're being your most authentic self in that audition room, you cannot, that's all you can be. And you can't, there's not much you can try to perfect for the next time.
Yeah, 100%.
Are we making sense? Am I making sense? Or are we rambling?
You're making such sense.
Fine, thanks. So are you.
Thanks.
How do you feel theatre? Oh, because your first couple of jobs coming out of drama school was in theatre, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel like your theatre training and your theatre jobs have prepared you for working in TV and film now?
One thing that I really had to get used to, and I was going to ask you about this, was, you know, when they say cruise show, what I didn't realise when you do a cruise show is that it is just for it's for the crew and everyone to figure out what they need to do to get the shot or whatever. I thought that cruise show was cruise show.
Show the crew,
the whole crew, this is when they
projecting.
Watch us. I couldn't adjust to the fact that they're all just watching and figure out what they need to do. I thought, so yeah, I'm projecting out. I'm thinking it was when we were at Aimee's house in season 1. So it was kind of a big space. So there were people really far back watching. And I thought they all need to hear me. So I'm like projecting out like I would be if I was on stage, doing this thing. And I remember Ben, our director, coming over to us and going, Aimee, you know, you've got a mic on. You don't have to. And I couldn't adapting to this, the fact that you have a mic on, you can say a line like this and people are still going to hear you on that blew my mind.
Yes.
And thank God we were playing quite loud characters, because honestly I shouted basically for the whole of season 1. I couldn't get my head. I remember doing a scene with Connor in the hallway and being like, he was talking like this, and I was thinking, I am so loud. But I could not. That was the biggest thing for me, was the volume and the kind of knowing that you can just honestly say something under your breath and it's okay. That really threw me.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I know exactly. I know exactly what you mean. The cruise show. I would give performances. Actual performances. I'd be aiming for applause.
100%. I thought that's what they were going to do. Slow clap. Honestly.
And if I didn't get an applause, I'd be like, shit, I need to, this scene is obviously not working. Mick, the sound man, was it Like I
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
I was the same. I thought that it was like it's time to show. It was like a nice thing for the crew
a hundred
to
percent.
see the scene because
Yeah.
like look, poor Bryn, sound engineer, is behind his desk. He's
Oh
not gonna
my God.
see me and Otis riding down this mountain with our bikes. Like
No.
I need to give him a performance right now.
Yeah, yeah.
It took
It was such a weird thing to get
to
your head
learn.
around. I remember
Pardon?
the day of going, oh my God, no one cares. Oh, I
Yeah,
remember clicking, and it was so liberating because I was like, oh, when it's a cruise show, they're all just figuring out what
what
they
they
need to
need to
do.
do.
They don't
Yeah,
give a shiny shite whether you're
exact.
giving
Yeah.
the performance of your life or not.
And actually this is the time for me to figure out what I need to
Exactly.
do and how I need to be in the scene. It's not the time to it's not the time to give costume department a little tap
No,
dance. It's time to figure out how I feel in the scene. How
yeah,
long did it took me until like season 2 to figure out that
same,
Crucial wasn't.
same. Cruise show. Okay, here we go. La 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 la. Okay. Trying to make everyone cry in an emotional scene.
Everyone cry, everyone
Like
laugh.
giving it every time as well. Like to the point where I think, bloody hell,
Because sometimes you do
tiring.
about 2 or 3 crucials because
Yeah,
like everybody really needs to see like how the
yeah,
costume's gonna go, like how the makeup is gonna sit in that lighting needs to do. Everyone's
yeah,
concerned about what they're so. But yeah, I would give myself on every crucial
yeah,
125%.
yeah,
Gotta go
yeah.
for gold.
Yeah, and I think that's also being in a rehearsal room like theatre. It
Yeah,
when you finally get it up on its feet and you kind of do just do it every time. There's no point really in not like fully. You're not going to figure it out if you don't just give
if you
it
have.
some.
Yeah,
So I think that getting my head around the fact that a lot of the rehearsals on for screen stuff is for everybody else.
uh-huh.
Like we have a rehearsal course and we can use those rehearsals, but they're mainly a lot of the time for the DOP and for everyone like that, and to figure out their stuff. It's not
Yeah,
just like it's not like
our
just for the actors to do,
yeah,
to give a performance. It's way more of a, and I think that can be quite nice in screen, is feeling like a tiny cog,
yes,
feeling very small in a lovely way. Like
yeah,
we're kind of the last people to get involved a lot of the time. It's like they've already got
yeah,
everything, and then it's like, okay, let's bring the actors in.
yeah,
Whereas
and
that's
see
so
how they
different to
kind of slot in.
theatre. Yeah,
So different. So because in theater you spend 4 to 6 weeks in, or however long your rehearsal process is, in a rehearsal room, just you, the actors, and the director, and then you go into the space, like into the theater space, and the set has been built
yeah,
already, like your costumes are there, like, and so it's very, I guess, controversial opinion here, but I guess it's like maybe one of the like the flaws of drama school training or coming from a theater background is that you think this entire production rests on your shoulders.
yeah,
Like this whole thing rests on my performance, and so I've
yeah,
got to really give it some. Whereas
yeah,
in screen, like you say, it's very liberating to know, like, oh, like because everybody's working around you all the time, like
yeah.
really in their zone, like on their
Yeah,
job, like sound, costume, makeup, like grips,
so
sparks.
many
Everyone
people.
is, so many people are like on job. And then most times when you're going again and again, it might be because something other than like your performance. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so it is a very like liberating and very freeing thought to think, this is I'm part of a process, and I'm part of a like an entire production here.
Yeah, yeah. And if and you can cut.
Yeah,
Like if some, and you might be, so it takes away kind of so much of your, in a way that in a rehearsal room, if you were doing a scene and it was quite a kind of emotional or intense scene, never, if the actors were finding something interesting, the director's never going to say cut, because it's good, like that
yeah,
doesn't exist, and then they're just going to let the scene play out and we're going to figure it out. It takes away your vanity a lot, because you could be thinking on set that you are giving the performer, you're Viola Davis, and
yeah.
you're giving the performance of your life, and then someone goes cut, and it will be
Ooh.
because the light was wrong,
Uh-huh.
or the sound cut out, or the boom came into shot, something like that, and
Uh-huh.
you're like, what? And
Yeah.
it's a lot of the time it's nothing to do with your performance, it's to do with lots of other technical things. So I think
Yeah.
getting used to that and knowing that I feel like you can't be very precious about.
It's humbling. It's
It
humbling
is.
because you're not the only like vessel for the story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the camera is also telling a story, lighting is also telling a story. Like so many different elements are helping tell this story.
Yeah.
Makeup is telling the story, like costume is telling
Yeah.
the story as well. And these elements are just as important as
Yeah.
your performance as an
Yeah.
actor. But we rarely we rarely think that way.
No,
It's
rarely.
me or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And it is the
Uh,
same with theatre, but it's just different because obviously everyone is super important there, but it's different
yeah.
because of just that rehearsal time that you have, where it is
Yes.
just you and the director, and you know, for in a room with no set, with just chairs and
Yeah.
you in your normal clothes, and you
Yeah.
have 5 or 6 weeks or whatever, and it's just about the work,
Uh-huh.
your work, so you can feel very, like you say, once you get to the theatre, you know you've done so much like mining for the character, all that stuff. You're not going to get that on set. You're going to get, and it might, especially in TV, what we have to do,
Uh-huh.
you know, it might be end of the day, right, this is a scene where Eric is distraught, we've got 5
Yeah.
minutes, we've got 5 minutes. You don't have the run up like you do in a play. You've just got
No.
to do it, and that's
Yeah.
the screen acting muscle, I think, is remembering exactly where you are, because it's all out of sequence,
Yeah.
exactly where your character is, how to get there in, you know, quick, rapid. You've just got to be there, or you've got to kind of be on it just all the time.
All the time.
All
And
the
you
time.
need to have like such a clear understanding of your arc as a character.
Yeah.
Like it's imperative that you do, because one day, exactly like you say, you might be shooting a scene from episode 2 in the morning,
Yeah.
then come back to shoot a scene like from episode 8 in the afternoon, and then
Yeah.
back to do a linking scene to that scene that you did in episode 2, but it's now in episode 3, and you feel a bit differently at this point
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And like you've got to try and have like, you need to have such a clear understanding of your emotional trajectory as a character, like your physical trajectory, like,
Yeah.
because you're going to be shooting so out of sequence that you need to
Yeah.
just, I feel like with TV and film, like it's quite nice to have, because in theater you've got so much support in finding your character in terms of the rehearsal process. Like it's kind of like finding that character in TV and film. You have to just really know your shit before you step onto that
You
set.
just have to do
I
all the
feel.
work, really.
Uh-huh.
You know, you kind of, and obviously like the director will be there to help you like on the day, and
Yeah.
of course, but like theatre, you've got endless conversations about your character, about the
Endless.
play, about,
Uh-huh.
you know, you try scenes a million times over, so
Uh-huh.
you're doing the work much more collaboratively than you
Yeah.
are when you're playing something in a film or on TV. You just have to turn up and know. I found that quite weird at first, especially
Yeah.
after drama school. I was like, where's our acting teachers that come and like whisper something in your ear that's going to really help you with the, you know? And it's very much like, no, you've done your work.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
better have done your work. Yeah.
Saying that though, there's times, do you know what's interesting coming into TV and film is like seeing the different processes that different actors have.
Mm.
And like there's some actors that won't like hammer the text
Yeah.
as much
No.
before they step on set. And actually that work is like really beautiful as well, because
Yeah.
then it's just like very fresh and very natural. And like I envy those actors that can do that, that can just kind of like just look at a script and then just kind of semi have it in their head, and then so therefore, and then that work translates into something very fresh and like natural on screen. Do you know what I mean? Like there's for like, because the actor isn't the only vessel telling the story, I feel like there's so many different processes that are like validated like in TV and film.
100%. And because you're doing such, you know, you could be there all day to film 2 lines.
Yeah.
You know, and we have to, when you're doing a play, when you have to know your lines inside out, because once you are on that stage, you can't go, sorry, cut, can we go back? I've forgotten my line. You can't do that. So you have to know that those lines inside out, especially if you're, you know, working on a play that's written by someone where rhythm is so important, and it's also, you know, and you do get that sometimes in screen, but I think a lot more there's kind of it's a bit more baggy. Like you can kind of, people can be a bit more, like you say, it can be very different how people work. Whereas I think in theatre, there's more of a kind of, there's a way that everyone might have slight differences, but everyone's going to be kind of working in the same or a very similar way. Whereas in screen, you can be with someone who just has a completely different approach, and that's lovely. And you learn so much from different people. Yeah,
absolutely. I learned a lot in sex ed in terms of how I approach the character and how I approach characters, and it's a blessing to work with different types of people and to like constantly be improving on your craft.
It is.
I feel. I'm scared. There's so many questions.
Oh shit!
Coming in, and I have no idea I have no idea how to. Oh,
had a few about boobs, which we're not going to address. Thanks.
No, we're not going to address those boobs. Wait, can you see the questions as well?
I can see
What about my boobs, guys? Everyone goes on about Aimee's. What about these bad boys?
Look at those.
This is terrible. Sorry, BAFTA.
Come on. Yeah, sorry, BAFTA.
Sorry, BAFTA. Right, I can't quite figure out.
Look, someone
what was your? Oh, here's a good question for you. I've just looked through. What was your favorite scene to film in? Let's do season 1 and season 2.
Season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think it's so weird, isn't it? Because your favorite things to film don't always end up being your favorite things that you watch. Because I really did not. I had quite a bad day the day that we all did It's My Vagina. Like I was so tired, and for some reason I was being my coordination was awful. I couldn't get this very simple move of standing up. I had to wait for the camera to go up to stand up. But again, I was like in a play. So I hear that person standing up. I'm standing up. I'm going off that. Whereas I couldn't get this thing. So it was just such a, but then when I watched it, I was like, that is like such a great scene. But to film it, I didn't really have much fun. But to film, I would say, I did love doing all the party stuff in season 1 because it was the first time we were all together, and it was the first week, and that was really exciting. But I think I was all the scenes with Emma in the toilets in season 1, because they were the ones where I felt the least nervous, because it was just
and it's just dialogue,
one-on-one, and then season 2 has to be getting on the bus with the gals.
Come on.
That was the best. That was the best.
Come on. That was such. Do you mean like your Aimee? The character of Aimee has been involved in such powerful moments on the show, and such like empowering moments as well. And that scene at the end of the bus was like actually heartbreaking. When the camera zooms in on your face at the end, and she's like holding it together, and she knows she's going to be fine. She's got the girls there beside her, and everything that she's been through, and also cause her journey as well. Like she was the happy-go-lucky one. Do you know what I mean? Like even when she was in the Untouchables, like she was so like innocent and trusting.
Yeah.
And then for something like that to happen to her, and watching her journey, like you killed that performance.
Thanks, darling.
I thought, yeah. I got a question.
What about you, though? I want to know your favorite scenes. Oh, do you
know what? I got excited. No, I got excited because someone asked
Yeah.
how it feels to be an Aquarius and Libra power couple.
Oh my God. That is our kind of question, isn't it?
That is our kind of question. It feels very good. It feels very good. I can't find the name of the guy that asked it. Joshua Greenwood. Oh, look, Rory Hopkins on here. Rory Hopkinson. Rory! Rory's here!
Hi, Rory!
Come on, Rory. Hello, Rory. How are you? Do you know what? We've got on sex ed, we've got the best essays. Like
The
we
best.
need to take a moment to shout out the essays on sex ed. They are the best.
Exquisite.
The best. And actually, the people who make the show, to be honest with you, I feel like they give so much, like for seemingly so little, but it's not so little because they contribute to the whole vibe of the scene and the whole like energy of the place, and just like they are, and just are always in such good, like just so. It always reminds me to be like grateful.
Oh my God.
and humble, and to work hard. Do you know what I mean? They work so flipping hard. Shout out to Rory Hopkinson.
They feel like they are the students of Moordale. Like they feel more.
Oh my God, your sound is gone. Say that again.
I'm back. Yeah, someone called me.
You're back. You're back.
They feel more like the students of Moordale to me than like I turn up and I feel like I'm coming into their school. You know, the first.
Yeah.
Because they've got they just make that school, don't they? They are the school.
They make it.
So
they make it.
I'm like, hi, guys. You know, like I'm entering into their domain,
into their world. It's a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it is. Like because they've created this world, and they're there all the time. They work so hard.
So hard, and not even just the school essays. Like I think just essays in general. Like there's not much that we can talk about in season 3, but you know, for Eric's storyline this year, there was a scene where I was in a room with 250 essays that I'd never been on set before. They made that entire storyline. Like those essays involved, like they made that entire storyline, and like just the amount that they offered up to the table and to the camera was just very touching.
I'm so excited to see all that because didn't see any of it.
No,
like,
I know.
I saw a few photos, but I am so excited for that whole storyline.
Yeah.
Is that what you're most excited to see?
That's what I'm most excited to see. Yeah, Eric's I'm very excited to see that. But also yours as well, because this season we shot so kind of out of, everyone was so individual this year.
So individual, yeah.
Chanel's here, come on.
Chanel.
Because we were so out of sequence, I'm just very much looking forward to seeing. I've only read everyone else's storylines, and so it's going to be so. That's, for me, that's always the most exciting part of a product, is when you can look at the of a production, is when you can look at the end product and look at all the things that you're not involved. Look at everyone else's storylines
and the music choices and all of that kind of stuff, like, and it all just comes together. And I think especially because sex ed is such an ensemble, it really is. I mean, do you know what I do have to say though? Asa, I feel like he does not get enough credit for the fact that he literally, if you think about turning up to season, he was in constantly. He's
every day.
And
to the like wraps the season every single season.
Every season he's just there. He's always the most polite person. Like he was such a good, and I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking like how good a role model was he to all of, because he's been doing it. He's been doing it since he was tiny, and we turned up as our first big screen jobs, most of us, and we basically I was looking at him really to see like how do you act on a set, and like how amazing that it was him that we had that reference, like, because it was just, oh, that's how you act, which is kind, gracious to every person, and he was just so,
don't take yourself too seriously, but take the work seriously. And I completely at 125% agree with you. Like when people talk about like the uniformity of sex ed, or like just our vibe, or how we all get on, I'm like, it's down to Asa.
Oh my God.
Like because none of us had met, like you said, like none of us had met him up until we started filming. I hadn't met him, didn't have any chemistry reads with him at all. And so he was kind of like the last equation we did like the read through. We had been doing like our like makeup fittings and costume fittings, and all kind of got to know each other a little bit. And then hadn't met Asa yet, and it was like,
Yeah,
whoa, how like he is kind of going to determine how this whole thing goes.
exactly.
And he just is the most generous actor and human being as well. Like it set a precedent for everyone.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Totally. And also he's brilliant. Like he's
He's
so talented.
brilliant.
Literally, I said in my panel yesterday, I was like, that is the weirdest thing that you could have ever said. When someone went on about, I was like, Asa's like half of my performance. Do you know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
like half of me. Like I feel like he's a part of me, and that's what helps like Otis and Eric be such a thing. Like he's just such a generous actor.
He's so, and I feel like, yeah, I just had like one tap, because obviously since season 1 we haven't had any scenes together really. Has like tiny little snippets, and then we had one tiny thing in season 3, and it was so great. I was like, oh my God, he's just the best. But also, I feel exactly the same about Emma. Like,
yes,
like so much of it's just. I mean, it's the best. We are so lucky. I remember, someone saying in season 2, like an older actor that came in, who said it's really rare to find a scene partner that you vibe with this much. Like,
really,
you don't. He's like, I've had great actors and I've worked with amazing people, but how like close you are and how well you work together and the chemistry, it doesn't come that often. And I'm learning that more and more when you go onto like different sets and you have a great time, but there's something about the alchemy of all of us on sex education that's like, and people would say it's not going to be like this on every job, and you kind of like,
people say that,
but
and then you step onto another job and you're like, oh wow.
Because we are genuine. It sounds so cheesy, but even if we're having, you know, rough patches, we are like a family, and we do have. I just want to do scenes with you though as well.
I know.
When hell?
People, can you really, really write in all the comments, write on the sex ed profile, like Ncuti and Aimee, Eric and Aimee need to have a scene together.
They need
because
to.
Come on, Laurie.
Come on. What have we said?
Laurie,
like you said you walked past me saying you wanted some crisps in season 1, and I just went like that. That's literally it. That's it. The only thing that's ever happened.
And Eric is dating your ex.
I know. Come on, surely that.
They need to have a couple words about that.
Cracking scene.
That would be a sensational scene.
Sensational.
Oh, Eric and Aimee catching up about Adam. I think that would be fantastic.
It'd be so good. Should I try?
Yeah, we have DV. Also, I don't know how to get these. How do you, like, basically the words are going all over your face, and how do I?
Oh, are they?
How do I get them to go down again?
I'm trying to look for a question to ask you from someone.
All right, go on.
But I can't find any.
Did I answer? What was my favorite scene? My favorite scene, any scene like you, any scene like any scene with Oatcake, with Otis, I just love because like the vibe is so sweet. And then I think anytime like you see Eric like with his family or in his culture, I think is like always just nice. It's always nice to be on set and be like, oh, the majority of people here are black.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's always, it feels nice to not feel like a minority on set.
Yeah.
And just to be like occupying that space as like black actors on like a big platform on a Netflix show is always, those are the scenes that I love as well.
Yeah.
A lot. Someone is saying your chemistry with Emma and Asa is impeccable. The Emma and Asa, shout out to Emma and Asa.
We love them so much.
Love, big love.
I had one that said, do you like shooting in Wales? We love shooting in Wales. We love Wales.
We love Wales. Very
really
much love Wales. Very much love Wales. Like, it's me and Keela don't leave.
We never go.
When everyone goes back, like on the weekend, like me and Keela just stay. I love Wales is beautiful. Do you not think it's one of the most beautiful places that you've maybe ever
Stunning.
seen? Stunning.
Stunning. And I miss it.
Caerleon, forgive my pronunciation. New like Wye Valley, Tinton Abbey, like all those. It's
Beautiful.
mind-blowingly beautiful, like mind-blowingly.
I went back recently to film something else in Cardiff and honestly felt like it was weird. I was like, oh no, I felt like I was going home a bit. And I was like, oh God, because I've really missed it. Especially like, you know, Pontcanna, you know, I'm obsessed with Pontcanna, going and getting all my vegan burgers and all that stuff. I just, the food is so, also Cardiff is like such a good city for food.
Come on.
It is so good for vegan food.
The vegan food. I didn't find that in when we shot season 1 and season 2, but coming back for season 3, I was like, wow, the vegan food has elevated.
Anna Loca, Lazy Leek, all
Lady
of those.
Leek. Where did we get our vegan burgers from?
We got a vegan burger from Milkwood.
Come on.
Milkwood was great.
Yeah. Milkwood, Lady Leek. Shout out to the independent vegan stores.
Yeah.
Anna Loca of Cardiff.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
And also hugely multicultural as well. No?
Yeah.
I was very scared to leave London. Like when I found out that we were going to be filming in Wales, I was, oh God, here we go. Here we go. Where am I going to get my hair cut? Where am I going to find plantain? What is this going to be like? And then the first store I went into, Cardiff Food Centre.
Yeah.
I was like, right, I just saw yam, I saw plantain, I was like, what the hell? It's very, very multicultural. I think it's got like one of the largest Somali populations outside of Somalia, maybe? Don't quote me on that. But it's like, hugely multicultural because of the dock that it had. So I love shooting in Wales. And Welsh people as well are just the friendliest people ever.
So down to earth, like
down to earth.
I crave down to earth. I crave it. Like I love kind of for little brief periods of time going into the kind of like darling world. I don't mind it. Not gonna lie, we'll have a little dabble. But I do just, you know, when you're on a set and it's just kind of like, obviously everyone knows that we're doing something creative and it's important and the art's very important, but there isn't this kind of I don't know, like
we're saving the world.
Yeah, we're not saving the world, and everyone's very aware. Like they turn up and they're doing their jobs and they do their jobs impeccably and they work so hard, but it's not. Yeah, we're not making out we're doing brain surgery, because sometimes it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't want to be told, like, to be fed this stuff, my ego. I need like let's just do the job. Let's go to work.
Done. Let's go to work. Do the job well. And then forget about it. Yeah. Kind of. Not forget about it, but like, and obviously the work that we do, representation is very important, and like visibility is very important and stuff. But I agree with you. I think sometimes actors or people in the creative industry, we can definitely fall into a hole of like being like, I am curing incurable diseases here. It's incredibly important what I'm saying here. Incredibly important. And it's like, calm down. You just put on a costume and you just put on a costume and you're talking to someone. It's not that deep. Not that deep.
And it's like, you know, representation is so important, and that's kind of the most special part, I think, of our job is and also, you know, if someone is revealing themselves through a storyline and through a character, and they're, you know, that is a courageous thing to do. It is to really allow something to cost you, and to it's vulnerable
to bear your truth.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a vulnerable thing, but it is so important to keep your bloody feet on the ground.
Yeah.
You know. It is.
Yeah. And like being in a place like Wales allows you to do that. Like, because obviously the show is like, it's watched by loads and loads of people. And so, like, yeah, it could be very easy to go down that road of being like, oh my God, we're doing something amazing, and like just get full of ourselves. But like,
Yeah.
I think filming in Wales like allows for exactly what you've said, like
Yeah.
feet to remain very firmly planted on the ground.
Yeah.
Which is like important.
Yeah.
For in our line of work.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
Definitely.
I really want this writing to leave your face, and I don't know how to do it. Can someone
Has
tell
it
me how to
gone?
do it? No. It's just scrolling up.
Is it something I've done?
I
I
don't
think
know how
you've
you
got the
do
power
this.
here.
I know, but that's such a bad.
Wait.
That's bad.
Is that better? No.
No. It's fine. Don't worry.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
What else can we? What is Shabir here?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Shabir.
A hero.
A hero.
Hero of sex ed.
Okay. The balance, Aimee, between drama and comedy in the show, and how to achieve that. Sustaining the comedy amidst a serious storyline. What are your thoughts?
Someone said
What are your
tap
thoughts
it.
on that?
Someone said tap it and it goes away, by the way.
Really? Tap this. Oh God, but comments have just came up. Tap it where?
Never mind.
Oh, I don't know how you do it.
It's fine.
It doesn't matter. It's
Is
fine.
it better if I go like that?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. No, because then the beautiful people can't see you.
Okay.
Yeah,
that is sometimes, you want to. I think life is tragic and funny all at the same time, and happy and sad all at the same time. So it is easier than people think to balance comedy and drama, because that is kind of what life is. It's quite.
Yeah. Oh, Josh Smith is here. Come on, Josh Smith. Come on, Josh A.
But yeah, I think it's easier than people think. But what I think we both have to do this a lot. Is Eric and Aimee are funny. Like, they are funny characters. They say funny things. They do funny things. So when I feel like when we have to do our, when things get serious, and you do have to keep holding on to who they are, though. You can't just. You have to keep their individuality and their funniness, because that's true to life. A funny person, when something sad happens to them, that they're still who they are.
Right.
And so I think that balancing thing is really, like, it's a good acting challenge to keep. Yeah. To do a storyline justice and to give it the gravity and weight that it deserves, while also holding on to the fact that this is a funny person.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. I think exactly like you say, it's life, isn't it? Like, I remember going to like a friend's funeral.
Yeah.
And like afterwards, just busting joke with everyone. Like the amount of jokes that were bust afterwards was like, the banter was on top, top forward.
Yeah.
And that's life. Like, often when something very tragic happens, like, the human nature follows it up with humor. And
100%.
so like what Laurie's done with the writing is so clever and just so human. Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. It's very easy to balance the two, actually, because what do you do when everything goes wrong? You have to make a joke.
You have to.
You've got to make a joke.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes when things are going really well, like then life is going to come and just slap you in the face.
Yeah.
And so it's balancing those two. I've always actually found probably maybe the most enjoyable part of
definitely
the show.
Definitely.
And like the fact that it has those two tones very much in equal measure, but not cancelling each other out.
No, very much working together as it would in life.
I did it. Fine.
Oh, you did it.
How did you do it? Yeah. I just tapped anywhere other than the screen.
Okay.
This is fine. I also just got a text from Ellie saying, last couple of questions.
Okay.
We've been ranting. Aimee, this has been so nice. It's been so
It's
nice
been
to see your
so
face.
nice.
So lovely to see your face.
So lovely.
Right. What are you watching on TV at the moment?
Okay.
Also, actually, what do you love about your character? And how do you get into character, Aimee?
Do you know what? It's weird now. Do you find this? I think because we've spent so much time as those characters.
Uh-huh.
There's something that happens. It used to be like a conscious choice to I would be because a lot of me is in Aimee, like, let's be honest. But
Right.
but she operates on just a different plane to most people. She's not she has got her own kind of intelligence, and I don't like it when
Yes.
people say that she's dumb or whatever, because she's
Yeah,
not.
no.
But
No.
she does operate on a different plane, and that she is a bit of a space cadet. And I think
Uh-huh.
that I used to be like, okay, just it would be more my processing time would be a bit slower and more spacey. But
Yeah.
now it just feels like it something just happens. I feel like when the camera goes on, I'm just like, I'm Aimee. And also,
Yeah.
when I'm playing different parts, I don't know about, but
Yeah.
sometimes Aimee Gibbs will just cut on really inappropriate times, and I'm like, no, you need to leave me alone right now, hon, because this is not time for Aimee. But she's very, very present now, and I don't really feel like I have to. Do you feel the same?
I feel the same. I did a job, and after we did season 3, and the first day I was literally like, Eric, go away, leave me alone.
Yeah.
He just took over everything. I literally had to go home and artistically kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? To do this other, I was like, I need to do another job now, mate.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you said that about Aimee and about the stupid thing, because I was so when I got the part of Eric, and in fact, when I was auditioning for him, and when that email came through, and it was a character description of him, it was about a paragraph long about he needs to be this, he needs to be that, and the last 2 lines was this character is absolutely hysterical! Exclamation! And I'd never played a comedic part before, so I was like, how do I be hysterical? How do I be hysterical?
Yeah.
And you can't concentrate on that. I was like, I need to think in my head, he's not funny, actually.
No.
And he just happens to be, I need to be
100%.
He's not funny. And I need to just focus on the truth of the line and say these lines, truthfully, as I really, really believe them. He's being serious about this right now.
Yeah.
And the humor just comes. If you trust the text and trust the text and trust that the character's been written well, and also obviously do your work and stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like the humor kind of came as a byproduct of that, and it was maybe the
100%.
You can't just think your character is something. I can't just be
no.
Oh, Eric is fun. He's
no.
Do you know what I mean?
What's so funny, I think, about Eric, what they have in similar as well is they could be saying something quite ridiculous, but they take it so seriously. They don't think it's funny or ridiculous what they're saying. As soon as you start going into the mode of this is funny, like you say, it stops being funny. It has
stops.
to be that they have no clue that they are being funny. That if they have an inkling that they're being funny, it won't be funny. It's when they say certain things that on the page might make you laugh. No, when they're saying it, they don't. They have no clue that is funny.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson. Is a poet to Eric.
She is a poet to Eric.
And as soon as she's not, it's not funny. And
fine.
My auntie was eaten by wasps. And if there was even an inkling that she wasn't, then it's not going to be funny. It's ridiculousness plus conviction equals comedy.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Wait, hold on. Ridiculousness plus conviction. I completely agree with that, because you're trying to affect the other person. You're not trying to say oh, how can I deliver this line funnily? How can I do that funnily? That's what I'm thinking. How do I want this person to feel how do I want
Yeah.
to affect this person with what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
only way I can do that is to deliver it with conviction. Like I'm
Exactly.
serious about this. Kelly, we're doing something serious. Kelly
Yeah.
Clarkson is a poet.
Yeah.
There's no there's,
Yeah. There's no
do you know what I
question
mean?
about it. Yeah.
There's no question about it.
Yeah.
I think we might have to actually go because
Yeah.
Ellie might kick off.
Okay.
Thanks guys
Thanks,
for
everyone.
joining us.
Thank
It's been
you.
lovely. I hope everyone enjoyed my chest.
And I hope everyone did not enjoy mine, even though there were still comments about it.
Exactly. Concentrate
Get
on these
alive.
babies. Get a life, you lot.
But most of you are lovely and brilliant.
Yeah. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us. Listen to us ramble.
Thank you.
Aimee, it's been so lovely to see your face. Have a
So
little chat with
lovely.
you.
I'll see you
So
at the BAFTAs.
lovely. I'll see you at the BAFTAs.
Well,
See you
we'll be
there.
20 times more nervous than we were today.
Absolutely. I have to end this.
Yeah.
And I have to not delete it. Do you remember they were being
God.
very strict with me about not deleting it.
How do you not delete it? I think
So
when you
I'm
end
just-
it will say share IGTV.
Fine.
And I think you have to
Fine.
do that.
Fine. Okay. That's what I'll do. Wish me luck, guys.
Good luck,
But I don't-
darling.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Aimee.
Love you. Bye. Good
Don't know
luck.
how to-
I'm so nervous for you.
I'm so nervous. I'm just going to press the X button and hope for the best.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Is Ellie saying anything?
Am I sure I want to end my live video? Yes.